I'm going to invite Sharon Rice up to talk about the transformative power of data. Sharon is Managing Director of Business Strategy for orgSource. Sharon Rice.
Let me see how I can get settled here a second. So this has been a great day, and I've heard a number of you talking over the course of the day how it feels a little bit like coming home to come to one of the org community meetings. And especially, I just want to acknowledge, because I have absolutely nothing to do with programming at the org community meetings, but don't they do a marvelous job of putting programming together? That's really exceptional, and I just want to say that for all the people behind the scenes at org community that help put these programs together. It's exciting for me to be here. It reminds me of why, in fact, I am a part of this community, the association community, and I'll get a second to get us up here. And see if I can work this. There. Nice. There, I can do it. So associations make a difference in our world, and we know this. This is one of the reasons that we're all a part of this community. And from advancing professions to growing markets, business associations really do play a critical role in modern society. But I think today there's a lot of angst in the association community, and I kind of just want to acknowledge that. We're walking around wondering if we're still relevant. Can we compete in the digital age? And will we be able potentially to withstand another serious economic downturn? Every year that conference attendance is down, membership lags, or advertising and sponsorship revenue fails to meet budget, we worry about the sustainability of our organizations and the association business model. This can be really overwhelming, and as I work with associations to develop business strategy, the thing that really impresses me is how much stress everyone is under and how vulnerable we feel. Some days, honestly, I really feel like we're literally in survival mode in this industry. But imagine a future where, even though we must tackle tough problems, we have the confidence we need to be able to address them. We have the confidence we need to know that we will find solutions and that we will not only survive, but will actually thrive. Imagine a future where we embrace change not because we have no other choice, but because we believe that there's something better yet to come. Today, we've heard from association thought leaders and solution providers who have shared innovative ideas and tools that can help us meet the challenges we face and improve our prospects for the future. But the key to whether your association will be successful in the future really depends on you. It's in your hands. You're not only the protagonists of your own story, you're the heroes of your associations. So seriously, no wonder you're stressed. orgSource helps associations develop business strategies to advance their organizations. But to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing digital environment, we believe we must be able to teach associations to do what we do and have the confidence to believe that you will be able to do it. And honestly, for me, I'm motivated to do this because my mother taught me how. When I was in 4th grade, we had to write a book report every month in my social studies class, and it was really torture. I actually think it was child abuse. I would read the books. I had no problems reading the books, but inevitably on Sunday night, maybe around 7 o'clock, I would start crying to my mother that I wasn't able to do my homework. I couldn't write the book report. And every month for about 9 months, she would sit down with me and start asking me questions. What is the book about? Who are the main characters? What was their relationship with one another? What did they do? What impact did their actions have? What did we learn? What did they learn? And seriously, the book report would write itself. And herein lies the true lesson. The key to success does not begin with taking the right action. It begins with asking the right question. Albert Einstein once said that if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on the solution, I would spend the first 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask. For once I know the proper question, I could solve the problem in 5 minutes. I love this quote because I think it gets at the core of how innovation really happens. Innovation always starts with a question. what if we could form a more perfect union? What if we could change the way people relate to their computer? Why do people need to borrow videos when we can stream programming? What if we could eliminate deaths from car crashes? Business transformation doesn't start with a strategy. It always starts with a compelling question and goes on from there. So we need to ask, why are we not asking more compelling questions? Warren Berger, author of the book A More Beautiful Question, has made a study of this. And it boils down to the fact that by the time we enter school, we are receiving layers of messages that make us believe that we have to come to every class with the answers and not questions. And in a business setting, I think we're reticent to ask challenging questions because we believe that we do not have or cannot access data that would help give us confidence to ask and answer these questions. For a couple of years, we've been offering a workshop called The Transformative Power of Association Data. And during this workshop, we help staff understand how data flows through their association, the various types of data associations collect, and very basic concepts of business analytics. This is one of the charts from the workshop, and you can see that as database technology advanced from flat file to hierarchical to networked to relational, we have been able to change the way that we collect and integrate and use data. Now, back in the 1960s, and I'm going to ask because I have to, was anybody working in an association in the 1960s? No, me neither. Just to be clear. Back in the 1960s, associations started collecting information. We saw the computer starting to come to associations using basic contact management systems and programs. The advent of the association management system gave us the ability to process member purchases while also capturing profile information. And we added personal database systems. Does anybody remember Paradox? Raise your hand if you ever used Paradox. Yeah, FileMaker Pro. To be able to tabulate surveys. But I think the digital transformation for associations really didn't start to occur until the integration of programs like marketing automation that allow us to track, learn from, and adapt to member behaviors. And this is really important to understand. The core of digital transformation is not about delivery modality. It's about our ability to use digital technology to capture, learn, and adapt in almost real time. One of the things that's surprising to our workshop participants is actually how much data their associations are really collecting in one form or another. It's like a tree falling in the forest. If you're not able to integrate or access the data so that it can be analyzed in a meaningful way, it actually doesn't exist. But as you've heard today, there are some, and probably hopefully seen in the product demonstrations, there are some reasonably priced solutions that remove this barrier. So why are so many associations underutilizing the data that they actually have? Back in 2012, and there's a number of us today that used to work for APIX. This is an APIX anecdote. But my orgSource colleague, Jane Pearson, and I were working at APIX, which is now the Association for Supply Chain Management. And we were fortunate, which I'm going to put in quotes, air quotes, fortunate enough to have a very contrary board member who was the director of strategy for Walmart. And he took his responsibility on the APIX board very, very seriously, and he asked if he could come and meet with us so he could better understand the APIX member. So do you remember this? We spent a lot of time putting together information that we could access and report in averages and percentages. Average age, average years a member, average salary, members and customers by job title, by work setting, by degree, by gender. And we presented him with a thick binder of this information, all these charts, and he looked at us after we presented it, and he asked, but who is the APIX member really? You see, Walmart was well on its way to digital transformation at the time. And although Walmart is a brick and mortar store, again, digital transformation is not about delivery modality. It was tracking the buying behaviors of individual customers and studying those details to figure out what they like, what they need, and what promotion would make them happy. It was the era of the personalized sales flyer. And that one question, but who are the APIX members really, exposed that we did not know our members at an individual behavioral level. And that stuck with me to this day. Why weren't we as staff asking that question? Why did we assume we knew our members? Did we stop asking because we didn't have the data to answer the question? Or worse yet, did we make up answers to fill in the void of data? Can anybody else relate to this story? So imagine a different world where you have the confidence that when you ask a question, you'll be able to access the data to help you answer it, and ask the next question and land the right strategy. Imagine a different world where data flowed fluidly from members to customers, to staff, to management, to executives, to the board, to support decision making and direction setting. You would not only be able to answer questions like, how are our members and customers engaged with us? How do they feel about that experience? What do we need to do to improve that experience and meet their needs? But also use the data to ask what if. What if we offered virtual conference participation? What if we expanded internationally? What if we changed our membership structure? What if we pursued new unconventional sources of funding to develop programmings? What if we formed high innovation, high impact collaborations to advance the association? And what if we were able to build demand for our market? And what if you were also able to instantly measure impact and make change? How much did we spend? How much did we do? How much did it matter? If this is not your reality, then it really needs to be. Even associations where data flows smoothly across the association's value chain will fail to make an optimal impact if staff and members and leaders are not constantly curious, asking questions of, and learning from the data. It is the serious lament, I contend, of IT staff and data analysts and research staff everywhere that no one is interested in their data. No one asks them questions, and even though they have analytical capability, no one seems to want to take advantage of it. Are we too busy to proactively ask questions? Are we just out of the habit? Or are we worried that we're not able to ask the right questions? So if you're too busy to ask questions, you need to seriously slow down. Questioning helps us be intentional in what we're doing. It connects us to the whys, the what ifs, and the hows of our job and ensures that we're traveling down the right path. If you're out of the habit of asking questions, then try this. The next time you go to a meeting or attend a conference like this and see presentations, try taking notes only in questions, especially why and what if questions, because those are really the most impactful questions. And if you're worried about not being able to ask the right questions, then pay attention to people's reactions when you do ask a question. Have you ever asked a question where you get an actual visceral response from somebody that you're talking to? I'll tell you a secret. As a facilitator, how many people in the room have a core competency of facilitation? Raise your hand if you consider this to be one of your core competencies. Okay, so tell me if this is true for you as well. I believe that as a facilitator, and I think I'm a pretty good one, I probably have a batting average in questioning of about 200. Only about 1 in 5 questions that I ask during a meeting, let's say a strategic planning meeting, are really going to be good questions, are going to be insightful and compelling questions. But when we ask that one beautiful, powerful question, the world opens up. And the duds don't matter. It's the question that fires that sparks our imagination, and it makes all the difference in the world. As the cases and the capabilities presented today prove, associations can and must create and execute business strategies that meet market needs and transform their organizations. And the only way that this will be true is if we all are asking compelling questions that point the direction to the future success. Whether you're a database administrator, a director of operations, or a CEO, that is your job. That is how you will make an impact. That is how you will change everything. Thank you, everyone.